Alright, this is an update on it, folks. I have managed to change out my doors to get them where they're manual windows instead of having electric windows in it. And I've got the trans that's fully mounted up underneath the truck. I've got it up the way it's supposed to. Got the new drive shaft in. I went down to Chattanooga and had them make me a drive shaft for this truck. Ended up working out, so far as I can tell, is working out perfectly on that note as far as fitting. And here's how I had to do my mounts. Took a piece of square tubing, and as you can see, I drilled a hole right there, and I'm still going to put me some brackets on top of it, but I needed to be able to get this where it would hold the trans up on its own so this truck can be transported back to my house and I can get it off my dad's property. You can, for extra, securement, you could take and weld these if you done it like that. You could weld these to the square tubing so that there's no chance of it spinning or anything like that. But I did that on both sides, and if you have a little trouble getting a transmission mount to fit, I went with an aftermarket one. It was showing for a GM, but it was back there. It was like a transmission mount. I had like 3 lineup holes for it and all that right there, and it actually worked out perfect. Still got to hook up my fuel lines and everything else, but I can do that once I get it over my house. And I got to do exhaust. But this right here, apparently these Dodges have a problem with this braking on these Dodge transmissions. But I did a little looking around, and it turns out they sell a bracket that bolts into your bell housing and holds the slave cylinder in place, and that way I don't got to take this back off. And I won't have to take that back off. And then I've got I converted it over to a stick shift for my automatic. That wasn't all that hard either, but we also took and done something with this truck. It's been turned into a record. And as you can see right there, there's where we mounted the half-inch thick steel plates to hold the lift on. And they come up through here and they bolt onto this sliding unit. I've got a Badland winch electric for lifting it up. This is an old unit here. And got it mounted up underneath the truck. And this thing actually works pretty good. We've hauled a car with it, a couple of them actually, and it held up on the last one. Just the motor and trans went down on this truck, but I think there was probably some problems with it to begin with. But we got her mounted up underneath here on the frame. Try to think anything else I could show y'all, but it's a pretty simple unit. It allows you to go out farther. And we got those tow dollies. I've got to put axles back on them, and we had some come off this old trailer. I'm going to grind these off right here and see if they'll fit on mine. But what y'all think?